for any kid that has, any young person I say that has a talent that they need to showcase but they didn't know or didn't get in time, how else can they have to send you a video to where?
It is Xperisa Outreach. I will spell that out. XPREESHA outreach@gmail.com. Send me your video. I will respond back to you and send you an entry form. And if you're going to or interested in entering into the program, make sure that you reserve December 11th, because that's where we'll have our participant meeting that is mandatory.
Okay. All right. Anything else before we go for a break?
Yes. I know you had mentioned earlier in reference to volunteers. If anyone is wanting to volunteer, please contact us at the email as well as our page. If you're wanting to donate any prizes, toys for the event, please do so. And I believe that's about all, but I really appreciate you having me on the show.
You do things for kids.
Yes. So thank you. Thank you. So it's always a good thing. 3rd year in a row.
Yes. Yeah. Kids are our today. Like I said, they're not our future. They're our today. They are right now. We need to, if we don't raise them the proper way, then somebody else will.
That's true.
And that's, people need to remember that and I'll say it again, and I've said it before, the streets are always hungry for people. Always. So who do we feed? The children to go the right way, or do we feed the streets to say you can have them?
That's true.
So we need, as adults, that's the choice we need to make, because the streets are always hungry. Always hungry. You know, so who do we want our kids to be channeled through the streets or through something positive?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
We don't think about that, but it does.
And I know I've heard a lot of people talking about juvenile crime and things like that. That's because they have nothing else to do. Right. And I'm very excited that we get a chance to offer that. And that can go beyond their economic status and everything else and build a better future for them. So we don't want them to fall through the cracks, and we want them to be successful adults. True.
You know, with NWT, we did a health fair in October downtown Killeen. And we had the Young Boys of Honor there. And the one thing they noticed is, and which was real, and I didn't think about it, they did. A little boy walked up. He said, "Miss Phyllis." I'm like, "Yes." He said, "All these buildings are empty. Who owns them?" I said, "The city owns most of them." So why they won't let us have one, to have a club.
Okay.
So, you know, I told him, I said, "I'll tell you what, go get Mr. Woodbury, and we'll get you ready. You go speak before the city council and ask them." So he goes, "Okay, we're going to go ask them." He said, "No, we're not going to ask them. We're going to tell them we need a building." Yeah. And so that I love, because first of all, until he said it, I looked around the streets. I'm like, "You're right. It is a whole lot." You know, and then the point of, he said, "We're going to tell them what we want." Yes, do that. And so he said, "No, wait, should we ask them or tell them?" I said, "Candidates, politicians?" He said, "Yes, they work for you." He said, "Oh, wait a minute." I said, "They work for you. You don't work for them." I said, "So when people work for you, don't you tell them what you want?" He said, "Yes, then tell them what you want." You know, so these little boys right now, they're writing their little thing. They're getting jackets ordered. So they're going to be the Young Boys of Honor. And I told them, when you all get ready, I will make sure that as adults, we show up at the council meeting to support you. I said, we need to fill the room to support their issue. I said, because if we don't, then we're no good.
Well, look, make sure you invite them to Apollo Night. That would be great to recognize different youth groups or youth organizations. That would be awesome to just say, we have, what do you say, Young Boys of Honor. And they have them stand up. They'll be like a guest of honor. It would be great if we can get some of these different groups there to support something positive. That way we can do the same. If we don't know that they're there, it's hard to support. So I love that. I love that. Even that mindset that to ask those questions, it came from confidence. Someone has instilled in them that they can ask those questions. That's true. I love that. I'll get with Mr. Woodbury. It's Dave Woodbury, who's at their community schools, but he's there. Which one? He's grooming them as the Young Boys of Honor, and they've been on the show a couple of times too. To talk about the neighborhood. They talked about men really bad. They did. They talked about the men they see every day coming home, and then they talked about the men who are on the right path that don't come visit them. So they did. They had a whole month, and oh boy, yes, they
Yeah, they stepped on men's toes to ouch came. Wow. But men needed to hear that. Mm-hmm. I mean, you needed to hear that because if a fifth grader tells you, you listen. If we said, you don't.
Exactly. So you say that one again.
These boys were fourth and fifth grade, and boy said, one boy, he said something, and I'm gonna say it because it's hilarious. He said he was tired of his mother's boyfriend sitting on the couch eating pork rinds in his underwear. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, he went straight to the jugular.
Well,
Dee Dee's husband is like, ouch. Go ahead, say it. Go ahead.
Like with children, I think there's some men out there that need some kind of grooming as well. There's a lot of men out there that just sitting around hoping and waiting on something to come, which probably ain't gonna come unless they act upon it. So I think a lot of men need to work on that too. I like what you said about the young man. It's riveting because we don't have that many young men that act like that.
Right.
That wants to do something, that finds an avenue to say, okay, we need to do this. Like, a lot of kids would just follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's part of the thing, and I think that's what happened to our men. They grow up into the following mode. So when it's time for them to independently do something, they stand and they wait.
Yeah.
In one place.
Right.
That's where there is a problem with our men, and we're just praying that with the little events that we can come up with that can keep these boys active and keeping their minds trained on just not athletics. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Those things are just probably the hindrance that we all see because there's so much attention to sports.
But
our males want to play sports, but they're forgetting all the little.
I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, as a non-sports lover, I don't like sports. Okay, so before you go, I'm gonna get you real good.
Yeah.
As a man.
Yeah.
You and your sons y'all bind together, right?
Yeah.
On football season.
Well,
basketball season.
I shut that down.
Wait. But I'm saying that's when men bind the most with boys, right?
The masculinity, the testosterone,
right?
Go up there,
and then after that, nothing.
And that's right. Because within the season, when the season ends, almost all the males feel like their life is just gone into a hibernation mode, and they lose focus. When I know it because I did it. I played sports. When I got older, I started to realize, academics has got to be the key. Let me shut down the sports. Now, once they get to high school, there's this attention thing that they want. So once they get into the puberty stage, they want this attention. They try to grasp somebody else's attention. Now they lose focus on academics. Now they want to get into sports.
Right. Because
all this attention that they
and now that's it. Their fathers, but most men bond with their sons on sports. Yeah. Sports. When the season's over, you all forget that there's other things to bond with your child, with the boys with. So you don't bond with them during the time. The poor child has to wait till football season again or whatever season. He's got to wait.
Trust me, we all feel it. I'm a grown man. When the football lockouts took place, I was like losing my mind because there was no football. And that hurts. And I'm like, man, this is not right. But that's the feeling where a lot of young men are trapped in. So they really can talk really well about sports. Mm-hmm. They become biblical. I'm like, wow, dude, how did you know this guy's name? You weren't even born, but you know all the stats and records, and you're really good, man. But for the fact of it all, academically, he's not prepared for the outside world. He's socially incapable of sustaining himself in a job or in a workplace. There's a lot of men that are like that.
So
they isolate themselves.
I'm gonna pick on your husband one more time.
Stay on the couch.
I can pick on him one more time.
Hey.
Okay, so so hold on. Okay, since women, we can get together and we can meet and talk and get things moving. Men, where y'all at?
We are.
Where are y'all? Yeah.
It's harder to get a man to sit in one place and listen. It's hard.
Why?
They got such strong opinions.
So when you all going to drop that at the door?
That's the part.
But when? Because you know what? Until you all stand up, we're going to continue walking.
Yeah. You are totally right. And I'm at a point where, I feel like, yes, we do have men that are out there doing things, but there's these foundational beliefs that tend to come up.
But see, don't you think that, I'm going to go back on you. Since that time of slavery when we saved y'all, don't y'all think we tired of it now?
Well, I thought about that too, but You know, like with every great thing, you know, you can say that. That's good. But it's that foundation for women. You know, it's the women that build the men and raise the men. Like, you know, as a child, the first 4 years of your life is constantly with your mom. Especially when you're like a baby, brand new newborn. You're being fed by your mom all day. You don't really know your father that well. But for men, we cling on to our moms. Just that's where you see these men are on the couch. They see their active women are doing things. You know, they'll sit there all day because that's the position they feel that's there. But the world that we live in today, yeah, we do need to get out. There's a lot of men that are out there working.
So y'all gonna
the main focus is
so you all gonna let us work. So you all gonna let us continue taking the.
We're not gonna let you all take the.
Because we got the baton.
Well, you got the baton, but remember we're playing that same sport.
No, but we're winning. That's the problem.
Well,
we are.
The adversities are there. Okay, there's a difference. I read an article the other day. And they were saying that women, I'm going to defend it, but you know what? I understand women are doing some things. It's really true. We do need to step out there. Men need to step out. I read an article the other day. It was about women. They are protesting for civil rights, equal rights, and they have actually surpassed the amount of protests that are led by men. And when you read that, you're like, wow. But you got to think about it. When a woman has a picket sign and she's out there picketing and she's doing her thing, guess what? The police are not going to attack her and approach her as frequently or feel as threatened. If a male was to go out there and protest and be very, very positive and aggressively wanting the truth or his belief to be heard, he's met up with conflict faster than a woman would. And there, like I said, there's a.
But why is it we don't care? But you know what?
There's oppositions out there that
but we
really
don't care. Police come. But wait, hold on. Women don't care. Police come.
Well, you know, we
don't care.
Well, I don't know.
We don't care.
I understand that because a woman's courage is far greater than a man's in certain ways. A woman can be agitated by a person or put in a position where she's going to be in conflict real quick. She could be the smallest woman. She'll take on anyone that's about 6'6". That's just an attitude that women have. I think that's just I think that comes from the reality that she knows that she birthed life. She doesn't care. She's going to go after it and go get it. Men, on the other hand, we don't do that. We'll look at a man and then we'll analyze. Like a lot of men have these baselines where they believe.
But y'all been analyzing for 400 years. Hold on, for 400 years, y'all been analyzing.
More than 400 years. I believe it's about 2,000 years. There's a reason why these attributes are basically how we all act.
So, Dee, you got this?
Get out of that.
You got this?
Yeah, she got it. But you know, I follow the trend. I follow the trend of the world right now because the way it is, the belief is women have made advances that I believe like before. Yeah, Harriet Tubman, she became very successful. Why? Because she was a woman. What was she doing? She was free. She freed. I believe she allowed more slaves to be freed more than any of the males that actually stood in a position of force.
But also she had to shoot more men.
And I believe she did.
She shot and killed more men than women.
Yeah, I believe she did that. I really do because
of the trust issue.
That baseline of fear that had been established from slavery is what created that. Okay, we can look at the Libya and all that stuff that's online. Oh yeah, if I see somebody being chained and tied up like that and being tortured, there's a lot of males that will look at that and say, oh, not me. And then make sure that it's not them, and I think that comes with that fear complex.
So in 2000,
ingrained in the brain.
So in 2018, y'all gonna.
Well, 2018 comes with a whole nother level. I'm not a spearheader because most men that spearhead situations, they die. You know what I mean? They die. They just die. We can look at every last one. Martin Luther King, dead. Malcolm X, dead. I mean, where do we go? We understand that fear is there. I don't think we've actually seen it where a woman that's making these strides.
So we just might as well continue on our strides.
No. I think it's the support mechanism that takes place. A different approach needs to be done.
Okay.
Different approach needs to be done in an evaluation. But as well, our men today in 2018 need to be more aggressive in understanding that our liberties we have to fight for, regardless.
So that goes.
We gotta leave all that negative stuff that we always get trapped up in.
So my last thing is, so that goes back to the today. Yeah. Women, hold up, our boys sag. We women will go say, pull them pants up, boy. You will say, I don't know what he got. I don't know what he packing. Why? We're not scared.
Exactly, but you know what? Not in my house.
But I'm just saying, I'm talking about outside.
Outside when I see the young men with the saggy pants. When I was growing up, I sagged my pants, but that was for a different reason. I was sharing clothes. Okay,
but we talking about today.
These guys are volunteering.
Why do we?
Tight pants, show the underwear.
But why we? But why will we as women say something and most men will not?
I believe that there's this. Men do say things about that. Pull up your pants. Pull up your britches. I would correct a young man and tell him, I'm military, so. But
most of us will.
I haven't been in that surrounding in a long time since I've been in a safe environment, being in the military, in military house and all that. Totally different. But, if I was in a city, I would tell somebody, But I don't know how their reaction would be. Some people are different. But I do believe, it has become a problem. But I think society is accepting it. A lot of men are accepting it. I know my dad didn't accept it. None of that stuff for me. But there's people, I don't know what the financial situations are. And plus, they're making it a cultural thing. They're making it a fashion thing. Because I've seen guys there used to be straight legs, but now these are super tight, like body framing attire, which actually makes men look more like women. I don't placate to that stuff. I think we do need to stick. Men need to stick together. I seen something. It was a while back. It was online. I'm only talking about stuff I see online because I'm not in that environment. But if I was in that environment, I'd try to correct it myself. But what would that put me? It put me in a very compromised situation as a human being.
Okay, so we're going to wait for 2018 to see this breakthrough.
Yeah, 2018 is the breakthrough.
I'm going to write it down.
Yeah.
2018 breakthrough.
Because once these young men start seeing positive activities being done in the community, they're going to shape up. They're going to tighten up and make a different change on their attitudes.
I'm going to put it on Facebook.
Attitudes, yeah.
I'm going to put it on Facebook.
Yeah, 2018.
Okay, all right.
Big year.
Okay, all right, we're going to put it down.
I believe this year we have a whole new generation of men that's going to start stepping up.
Okay, I'm writing it down now. Okay.
2018, we gotta do this. We gotta do something. Do something. We tired of looking bad in front of women. Hey, it's a male situation now.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put the carpet out there. See if y'all can walk it or do y'all end up rolling it up.
Yeah, but I'm only speaking about what my position is going to be. I'm not a part of an organization.
You don't have to be.
Yeah, but my thing is,
don't have to be an organization.
I raise my boys to be.
But it don't have to be an organization.
Okay.
It's an
individual thing.
So I'm gonna put it down now. Okay. I want to thank you for coming on Kids Community Connections 103.1 Kids FM. We had some fun this morning, but we did some learning. We do know we need to come to Apollo Night to support our youth. Because like I said, they are today, and they need to see us today. From now on, remove the words from your mouth that they are our future. Remember, they are today. So we need to always remember that. And what we instill in them carries them on. What we don't instill in them, streets to take them. So we have two things to give to our kids: you give them to the streets, or we work on them to bring them up. But I want to thank everyone once again for listening to Kids Community Connections. And I would like to close and say, you cannot lead a positive life with a negative mind. We'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye now.